Okay guys, so obviously we are back in my kitchen, and what are we doing today? We are doing Puerto Rican or yellow rice in the rice cooker. So I know that sounds a little crazy, but obviously if I am doing cooking videos, I want it to be for people who maybe are not really comfortable with cooking but want to get into it. And with yellow rice, it can definitely be more difficult making than white rice. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, my yellow rice is too soggy, it doesn't look right. So I am here to help you with that. So obviously what you're going to need is a rice cooker. You're also going to need rice. I preferably like to use Canilla rice, long grain, but you can use whatever you want. In terms of the amount that we are using, right now I am cooking for 3. It's obviously just me, my husband, and my son. So the amount that I'm cooking, just keep in mind it's for 3 people. If you are cooking for more, then obviously you go according to what I'm doing and add whatever you need to add, or add how many of cups you need to add to that. We're going to need rice, your rice cooker. Along with that, we're going to need adobo. So the adobo I use is obviously the Goya. I am obsessed with Goya products, so this is the Goya adobo. I like the red top because it has pimiento or peppers. So this is my preferred adobo. I like to use garlic powder as well. So the garlic powder that I use is by McCormick. You can use whatever garlic powder you want. In terms of the sazon, there's 2 that you can use. This is the sazon Goya con azafrán. I like to use this for yellow rice. I think it just tastes better. But if you don't have that one, you can definitely use this one. This is the sazon Goya con culantro y achote. So I prefer to use this one, but if you don't have this one, you can use this one and it's fine. I would say 1 packet of this, one of either or, one of these. Cubitos or like chicken flavored cubes, I would say 1 of these. So that you definitely want to use sofrito. Now, in my previous video, I did make the sofrito from scratch. So this is what it looks like. If you did not watch that, I will link that up above here. But if you have store-bought sofrito, because again, I want this to be videos for people who are just starting out to cook, as well as people that know how to cook but want to try different things. So if you're using store-bought sofrito, you can use the Goya, my preferred one. So the Goya sofrito along with the Goya recaito. You want to use some salt, so have salt along with you, and very little of tomato sauce. So tomato sauce, I again use your products. So this is the Goya tomato sauce. You can use whichever one you like, but I prefer to use the Goya. It's just my preference. So these are all the ingredients. Of course, I will list them down below just so you have them for reference and you're aware ahead of time. We're gonna get along with this video. I am going to use 2 cups of rice. Okay, so I did remove the little pan out of the rice cooker just so you guys can see inside. So we're gonna put 2 cups of rice, 1 and 2. In terms of cleaning the rice, sometimes I clean the rice, sometimes I don't. It's really a matter of if you want to take out the starch for your rice, then obviously you should, but it's completely up to you. So I'm putting 2 cups of rice. Along with 2 cups of rice, you definitely want to put 2.5 cups of water. Whenever you're cooking rice in a rice cooker, you want to add a half extra of water just to make sure that it's soft enough. So we have 1 cup, 2 cups, and a half. With that, I am adding some adobo. So I don't measure it. I kind of just eyeball it. So you can eyeball with me. So that's about how much I use. Garlic powder, same thing. About that. Salt. Just a little, about that. A cubito, so a chicken flavored cube. I like to mash it up so it's not one big glob. Okay. 1 sazon packet, I am using the sazon Goya con azafrán. Using the whole thing. Again, if you are cooking for more people, then obviously you measure accordingly from what I am doing. Tomato sauce, I put my little tomato sauce whenever I have extra, because I don't use, most of the time I don't use a whole can of tomato sauce because this is just excessive. Like, who needs this much in a rice? So I put it in like in a little container and then I put it in the fridge. I am taking one of these spoons, which is just a regular house spoon, and putting this much. So not much of tomato sauce, just so it adds a little bit of the flavor, but you don't want to go crazy with the tomato sauce. You're not trying to get heartburn. So this is what. And then I just mix it in here with the spoon. Obviously, you don't want to scrape the bottom of your pan for your rice cooker with the spoon. So I'm just doing it very lightly, just so all the ingredients get mixed in there. Putting my tomato sauce away. And I'm sorry if you hear my son in the background laughing. This is life as a mom. My sofrito. Again, using the same spoon that I have used for the tomato sauce. I'm going to apply this much. So a big spoon. And you want to mix it in there. Make sure you get out most of the little blobs that are in there. You really want to mix it in well. Because you're cooking with a rice cooker and you're not doing it manually, you kind of want to do most of the work for it. So kind of want to take all the chunks out and mix it in there. Grab your recaito. Same thing. You want to grab a big spoon. And again, mixing it in there, making sure you take out most of the chunks. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of chunks because of the consistency and just what it is. But you want to try to get most of the chunks out just so that way all the ingredients are mixed pretty well in the rice when it starts cooking in the rice cooker. And again, try not to scrape the bottom of your pan with the spoon. And really trying to get the chunks out. Mixing all the ingredients in there. Now, normally when you are cooking in a rice cooker, you don't need to use oil. I like to put a little bit of oil when I'm making yellow rice in the rice cooker, only because it's yellow rice, you know what I mean? It's not white. So my favorite is canola oil. You can use canola oil, you can use corn oil, but you really want to get very little. So I want to say about that. And you're mixing that in there. Now that we have all of our ingredients in the rice cooker pot situation, I am going to put the pot in the rice cooker. Obviously, you want to be careful. You don't want to spill any of the liquid into the actual rice cooker because you're not really supposed to get water in the rice cooker. So I'm going to place this pot in the rice cooker and then we're going to give it a go. Okay, so I have my rice cooker in here and it is plugged, and I am going to put it in the setting of white rice. If you guys are curious about which rice cooker I am using, of course I will list that down below per usual, but I'm putting it towards the white rice. And then there you go. It's going to do its thing. It's going to warm up, kind of like a preheat setting, and then it'll cook. Sometimes what I like to do, and you have to be really careful when you do this, when it's about halfway done of cooking, I will open it and just mix the rice around just so that way the sofrito, the recaito, and everything gets mixed in well. When you open this, you have to really be careful because there will be a lot of steam coming up. So you have to be really careful with that. So I am cautioning you when you're opening it up, keep your face away. You're not really supposed to open it as we're cooking. So once it hits that halfway mark of cooking, opening it up, being careful, of course, I'm warning you guys, and using the spoon that it comes with and just mixing the rice up. And then after that, you close it and you just let it cook till it's done. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to allow it to cook and I'll show you guys the finishing product once it's done. So I kind of got busy doing dishes and doing everything else. So I wanted to show you guys how I open it just so you guys can see. If you're not comfortable with opening it, then it's fine. Just let it cook and then after it's done, open it and just mix it around. But you see it's at 2 minutes. I'm going to open it. Make sure that your hand is away, your face is away. And then you don't want to open it all the way because you don't want to let all the steam out. So you're just opening it. Wait till all the steam kind of dissipates before you put your hand in, obviously. And then you're going to just mix it like this. And be very careful because when you're mixing it, you don't want to bring your hand, obviously. But also, you don't want to get any of the water in the rim here. So you're just really carefully mixing the rice. So just like that. Then I'm going to put the lid back on and just let it cook for the rest of the time. Now you see now the timer just went off. 66 minutes just means that it's going to be warm setting where it's not cooking it, it's just keeping it warm. So I normally leave this on for a little bit because I'm actually just making rice. I'm making beans with this rice along with some chuletas. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, probably about 2 minutes, and then I'll disconnect it. Only because I don't wanna leave it on here, obviously, for 66 minutes. I'm just gonna wait 2 or 3 minutes, then I'm gonna show you the final product of what the rice looks like when it's completely done. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so if you can hear the sizzling in the back, I apologize, that's my chuletas, but I just wanted to open this up. I took it away from where I had it plugged in, and I'm opening this up. I'm gonna show you guys what the rice looks like. This is what the rice looks like. Not soggy at all. Look at how good it looks. So this is for my people that struggle with making yellow rice on their own, that you guys complain it's too soggy for whatever reason. You try different techniques. You try more water, you try less water, you try more aceite. And for some reason it just doesn't work for you still. This is what you'll end up with if you do it in the rice cooker. And it's so good. You serve it with some red beans, some chuletas, and you have a great meal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.